Something very special came today. Time for the box cutter. Folded up envelope. What's inside? Ooh. From Analogue. Oh, that's... Does that trigger your ASMR? The sound of that box opening. Phone box. There it is. Look at that. Oh, buddy. That's it. That's the whole thing. What else do we got in here? This feels so premium. Got cables. Even the cables feel nice. That is HDMI, and we have a power brick. Very, very nice. I believe that's everything in the package. And I already received an 8-bit controller because I had some of the USB versions of the 8-bit controller, and they have been absolutely fantastic on the PC, and this just feels even better. It's so small. It even feels nice. I don't know why, it feels very nice. Even the power brick. We'll look at our little envelope, which I have not opened yet. Now this is the Famicom style for both of these, because I prefer the look of the Famicom, although I don't think I'll prefer the feel of this Famicom style controller, because even the buttons are Famicom style. Wish I could get the Super Nintendo style controller with a Famicom colored button where the indents are still in the buttons. We're going to open this envelope up and look at the Super Analogue NT. Oh, it's the box for Super Turrican Director's Cut from Factor 5. And that's just the first of the analog units that I've ordered, as I have a lot of Super Nintendo gaming regrets, and I have never owned a Super Nintendo, so that made it easier to justify the cost of a Super Analogue NT. And I really wish they would make a version of the Analogue NT that is similar to this, with just one input, and then I could use a converter for it. I'm going to be trying this out very shortly, and we'll be back. Alright, after spending quite a bit of time trying to get the Analogue Super NT to just work with my TV, because out of the box it's 1080p, which is great for a lot of people, but it's terrible for my television, which I'm going to play on through my video capture card. It's about time to plug in an actual cartridge and live the dream of playing American Tales of Fantasia on actual hardware and have the experience I always wanted. This is the hardest part, is getting these two things to synchronize, and I already updated the 8-bit firmware, and the controller's firmware is current, so I didn't need to update that. You were working so well, I just had to turn you off for reasons to get that intro screen. The first time I ever played this game was using the ZSNES emulator on my Pentium 166 PC. And I could have only have dreamed to have actual hardware transparency. This song actually sounded different on the old versions of ZSNES, and I should rip a version of that where one of the tracks sounded like it was being played by the organ instead of that sound. And that's still like the best version of that song in my mind. That's the other thing I'll have to get used to too, is that my button mappings were backwards all the time that I played Super Nintendo games. This is an amazing game. And one of the best games ever made for the Super Nintendo, and we got screwed out of having it. So, I have yet to actually test my Famicom cartridges that I bought. This is a repro cart, because this game never existed in English, even though it should have. I have to say, if you like Chrono Trigger's story, then you'll love the story of this game. This is one of the few games that I've played to completion multiple times. And you'll never convince me that it isn't the best game in a franchise and the only one worth playing, because I think all the other games are trash. We're going to play the Famicom cart, which I have not tested, because I had no Super Famicom hardware to try it on. That's amazing. I can just swap in, like, a different cartridge without turning it off with, like, that. I don't know why that's so cool. It just is. I never saw, like, what games were on here. It's so weird. How do you just play 15 minutes into this game? I don't understand. I wonder if, like, whoever had it, like, just wiped the game. Okay, so this is after the intro. Fight the boar. Just fight the boar. Ran off. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can't run yet because I don't have the shoes that do it. It's so weird playing this game in Japanese, even though I played the entire PlayStation version to completion in Japanese. I've never played the Famicom, the Super Famicom version to completion. I've played this game so many times. Oh yeah, that's right. Random encounters. No flashing lights. Oh, no flashing lights. My TV freaked out. I'm probably never going to take this thing out ever again, because I want to buy a repro cart. Even if it's the 96 megabit version, ruin a perfectly good game. I'm not sure this copy of Star Ocean has ever been played, because it's in here. I feel like a bastard for pulling it out of here. Oh, this is probably the first time this cartridge has ever been played. Never gonna get this back into this piece of plastic. Just gonna have to rip it out. Alright. This may be the first time this cartridge has ever been played. More than likely. If this has a save game on it, it's gonna blow my mind. It just works. It just works. This is amazing. Toei Sakuraba is a genius sound programmer. He really is. And this is from the actual cartridge, mind you. The actual Japanese cartridge with the assist chip. This looks like this cartridge has been played. Because the music should only unlock depending on how far you play. How far did you get? 32 hours. And another 18-hour save. I haven't even seen some of these characters. I haven't played this far into the game. There's a particular dungeon in this game that if you play it and save it, you can't reset it. Like, you can completely screw it up. It's one of the worst bugs to make it into a shipping game, in my opinion. This is probably at the end of the game right there. Well, this cartridge is played, and whatever plastic I peeled off this, there's no way that was the original plastic on it. Because I knew this couldn't possibly have been original, but the box, the cartridge, and the manual are all in fabulous condition, and that's all I cared about. I wanted to own these games. See how much I remember about the intro of this game. This is all in English, by the way. This part.
Would you like some coffee, Captain?
Hey, he's wearing sunglasses. I got those. What do I do with them? There they are. We look the same, Captain. Oh! I'm glad I put the sunglasses on. I'm glad all my crewmen look the same.
Captain,
If I screw up their name, it's not my fault.
An enormous shockwave is approaching.
Feel the hit. Stardate 346. Now, through an unknown force, a totally new age is about to begin. Is it God's will or the irony of fate? And still, mankind makes its way where no one has gone before. People say the universe is a star ocean.
They did the thing! They did the thing where they said the name of the thing in the thing! Oh my god! That's this game in a nutshell. So this game seems to be it runs perfectly. This would be like the test of any hardware if it runs this game with the assist chips and everything. This and Street Fighter 2 Turbo, whatever. I think I could just fudge my way into the first fight, which is all that matters. Yeah, let's fight them! I'm pretty sure they're the security force of this town, so we're gonna go jack their crap. Oh, right there! Can't believe I remember how to play this game after so long. Press the A button, shit happens. You're next. I don't have any commands mapped because I don't have any attacks. Big old chest. Surprised they didn't render that with the SPC chip, but then the music would have cut out, which is probably why they didn't do it. Hey, aren't you the healer one? Why aren't you doing the healing thing? Jeez. I'm gonna have so much fun playing the crap out of this thing. Ain't even funny. So, that's the Super Analogue NT playing Famicom cartridges and Repro cartridges. I don't have any legit American cartridges to test, but this thing's gonna help me clear out some serious gaming regrets. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked what you saw.